supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code, our story, and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.
And welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. I know. We've been gone for a long time. You missed us. I missed you. I missed Marie. Hey, Marie.
Hey, y'all.
That's mighty. Say hey. All right, now go home. Go upstairs. Bye. Okay, yeah, no, that's fun because tonight we're gonna be talking about parenting, and as parents, you don't turn that job off. We don't actually get any off time, right? No, live, always live. Yes, you can watch Garfield. Go ahead. Garfield. That's actually, look, cartoons. We can start here. I am a staunch advocate of the cartoons that we grew up on. And I'm so strict about what they watch, and I will not allow them anymore to watch the new stuff that's out without like my parenting input first. Like I can't even trust to go ahead and watch that because it might have some shit up there that's like, I wasn't ready to have this conversation tonight, but I said you could watch it, and now
here we are. You're like, awkward.
Go ask Daddy. He's upstairs. Anyway, yeah, no, I love the cartoons from when we were young. Actually, the minis have said that's kind of violent, like talking about Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry.
Look at you, like, let me watch the censor that said you can watch the stuff I watch. Meanwhile, they're like, they actually just killed him. In fact, all they do is kill him there's no one else to kill. Like, what is his deal? Why is this his Roman Empire? Like, what's that about?
Every week, no, you're gonna die. It might be a bomb this time. It might be, you got blown up, thrown off of a building, smashed into a billion pieces. And still I find that I'm way more comfortable with the pieces and debris versus, the programming that's on now. I find that it's a lot of sex stuff, and not that I'm afraid of having them talk with my children or with the minis, but at 4, 5, and 6, I don't know if that's the time as much as damn, they just saw some shit that we need to talk about. Damn, did I do that? I did that. I did it. I opened the doors, Marie, and I don't know. I guess I could just be afraid of it, but
I don't know. Honestly, I had the girls, the girls were younger when everything was still new and there weren't as many parental controls, or even but I will say there were some, or even sometimes it's like, and having girls that aren't too far, like there's not a huge difference in age. So I remember even like my daughter wanted to have a Facebook Facebook because her sister had one. And then, the thing about it was, like, she had a point, like her sister does have one. And I remember, so me and my ex-husband, we did let her have it, but then we just reported her account to Mark. So then she couldn't have one, not because we didn't want her to, but because the system said she wasn't old enough. And I don't know how they found out. That's crazy. I'm so sorry. Well, when you get older.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I kind of like that.
Like, it's not me telling it's them. Like, I want you to have everything that makes you happy.
Sure. It wasn't me. It was not me. Oh yeah, I'm a cool parent. You sure? You
exactly. Only for as I report the account. I think this person is underage. Mom, someone's like reporting my account. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know who's doing that. That's crazy.
That is wild. I love it. I freaking love it. In real time, as they get older, our little tricks and tidbits, they start picking up on game real easy, and they're like,
Oh yeah.
wait a minute.
Now I'm blocked actually. So no one, my 6-year-old is going to be 17. No one actually has any of her social media accounts. She's had some, she'll delete that account if you find her and she blocks you. So even too, I was like, do you ever do like a Mother's Day tribute to me? She's like, yeah, but sometimes I try not to because they compliment you too much and I think it's a little weird. But yeah, I'm like, well, how, I would like to see, yeah, well, we're not friends and I'm not ready to be your friend on social media. And I guess it does go back to I'm not one of her little friends. So she's like, at no point do I want to be your social media friend. But my oldest, we have an account, but I will say this. So we have her account. But one time I was doing something on her iPad and I discovered she had another account. And it really wasn't even that bad. So I'm like, I don't know why you were hiding this from me. Like it wasn't, I guess it was like the idea if she wanted privacy or her own thing. Because I will say I'm very critical. So I'm like, what is this? What does this mean? Why would you say that? What's going on? What's happening with that? Is that your friend? So she's like, look, sometimes I just want to post something. I don't need you asking questions. Like, oh, okay.
She said, look, I gave you access and now you're doing too much.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought I was a cool mom. They're like, yeah, you're not.
No, I mean, you cool enough. Cool enough.
Yeah, just enough. Like, just enough, if I really need to come to you, but some of the stuff, no. And that's funny because even too, I had like a real mom moment. My daughter this weekend, she was like, Gregory, the actor. And I'm thinking, first of all, I actually thought maybe the person went by Gregory, the actor. And she's like, no, the actor off of Bridgerton, who's Gregory. I'm like, oh, I thought Gregory, maybe like some people have like, I thought
Names.
that was his name. She's like,
name.
Mom. I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
You got the voice down. That is funny. I like it though. I like that they think that they can get away with shit that we haven't had the thought before, right? Like, I was born yesterday. Obviously, I don't know that, we try to mask different things and that we have different thoughts for different groups of people, right? I think that as they get older, especially with the girls, you'll have that period of disconnect and then reconnect because your daughters, I guess if you're a good mom, those end up being your little homies. But when they're the little homies, not
to some degree.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, till like really, you're like, what? Why would you? Yeah, we're not friends. We're not even homies right now. I can't believe. What am I teaching you? Because even too, that's the irony of like being a parent. You could do all the things and still get it wrong sometimes. Like, or they're still just going to do what they're going to do. And that's because they're kids. And that's really what's also supposed to happen too. They're supposed to actually do some like stupid things or things that don't make sense or that like, were you thinking? And they're like, yeah, I guess, even though you taught me critical thinking skills, I still did not apply that in this said situation. Or somehow I thought I was the exception. And so I went about it anyways. And now I'm caught and I'm in trouble. Here we are.
The catch-22 about teaching the mini about thinking for themselves, doing for themselves, and being an autonomous person is that they are going to test it. And damn, if you're not ready for it, like this is what you are preparing them to stand on their square, to speak their speech, say it with their chest, mean it, whatever you talking about, mean that shit. Don't be half-assing anything. And then damn, if the first no that you got was because you gave them the confidence to say no and then a safe space to test it out. So and cringe. It's a fine line. And as the adults in the room, I think that every generation of parents has this, well, I'm going to do it better than my parents did. And then they go about it trying to do it better than their parents did, whether it's discipline, whether it's the freedoms, whether it's responsibilities, you're giving them something that you didn't get, whether it's presents, Christmas, you didn't get, so now you want them to have.
Absolutely. I think it's like that going over and above. And then the thing is, you can still do like that, and again, still get it wrong.
Look at it wrong.
You're like, or I did too much now. You're like, so I didn't have enough. So, me trying to compensate for not having enough. Now I've given you too much. You don't appreciate shit. Because I've taught you that. There's sometimes I was even thinking of something I told someone where, sometimes when your kids actually ask for outlandish things, it's really because you've led them to believe you're capable of that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Where I remember being a kid being afraid to even ask for like needs. Like it was an actual need and was like, well, like I don't know. My family had no problem letting me know they didn't have the money. So it's just like, I'm gonna try to figure out this need by myself, even though I'm a child or a teenager. My kids be like, listen, so what do you think about going to New York, for a birthday trip and bring a friend? Can you cover my friend too?
Bring a friend.
Yeah, you're like, what kind of money do you think I have? Or you're like, where are you
made of money? That is, I hate it and I like it, Marie. I hate it and I like it. I love that we've been able to instill in them a sense of entitlement, but I like that we're real with them, like money don't grow on trees like that. We try to talk to them about stock and ownership and stuff, and they have little stock portfolios, and it's over their head. They don't get that shit. I'm hoping that it's something that'll click in later. Like we're laying these little seeds, and then one or some will implant itself, and do the little fertilizing thing.
I think it comes because even too, I think the irony is like my daughters, they had savings or whatever. And my ex-husband, he's like, I'm tired of them taking their money out of savings, and then I have to put the money back because the savings account's going to get closed. And he's like, I'm just tired of this shit. And I was like, well, that's why I had my daughters on prepaid cards. So it's like a different setup. And yes, I paid a fee, but there wasn't this, okay, I'm going to close the USAA account or the Navy Federal account if you don't do. She's like, I got to manage their stuff. And they always have an emergency. I'm like, yes, as a woman, everything's an emergency.
That girl math.
Exactly.
Oh, look, we're gonna have that's gonna be an episode, girl math, because I think how we account for money, I think that there's some nuances that should be appreciated. But in the chat, Dojo, I don't know where that shit comes from, because in real time, the minis will say, can we do X, Y, Z? And y'all know I got a gang of minis over here, basketball squad. So that already is $1,000. We step out the house is $1,000. And then you want a friend. Okay, you want a friend. All y'all want a friend. Now we're at $2,000. Yo, I'm gonna go back to bed today.
Yeah, I'm done.
Go back to bed.
That's wild. I'll do like if it's birthdays or something. Like if it's something expensive, I got one friend. I get you wanting to experience it with your friend. And I will say parties, anytime I invite children to anything, I do expect to pay for them. Period. And I also say that my daughter got invited to a party recently, and before she could RSVP, she had to send the money. And I thought that was like, and it wasn't a lot. It was like the principal, because like we're gifters too. So let me get this right. Like I have to pay for you to go and buy her.
I'm gonna buy her a gift.
I'm like, where do y'all do that at? Like, anywho, but I do one, but you not only have two girls, but I can imagine having multiple minis, and it's like now whoever's day it is, that's the person that gets to bring a friend. I don't know about that's the friend for you.
That's the give. They on all of their days, that is y'all's day. Outside of twins, they got to share a day. But no, it's your day. You get to pick the activity. Your friends are the priority. Like you said, if we're inviting children, for the most part, well, no, I've never asked for anybody for money in advance. I've never done that.
But that was the weirdest thing to me.
Going to do something though that has like an entrance fee, then yeah, I expect you to cover your entrance, and then I got your food. There's a give and take.
I'm the opposite. I'll cover your entrance. You got money for other things. Not cover food, because I'm like, I can't have you starving with me.
Yeah,
but I don't know, there's certain things. Like I think I'm doing a concert for Mia's 17th birthday, and I took her friend too, which consequently I also have to take her sister too, because my 19-year-old is like, y'all going to a concert, whatever. But I'm like, I got the concert fee. but you do need
And
to
then
bring
y'all get your
the
little
money for the
extras
food.
and stuff.
Like,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, see, that makes sense.
It's a
As
trade-off.
long as there's a yes, as long as there's a trade-off. You know, when we were younger, it was I'm not picking you up and taking you, you know, like somebody parent, you know, we working together here because, you know, if we're all going and coming, or if I don't have to be there, you know, and I like parents who want to help out, you know, it makes things move a little smoother. And then you got some parents that's like, what time you need me to drop them off? All right. And then they not only are they good, they got the financial, they got their phones. They're just like, look, just tell me what time to come back and get them, and I'll come back and get them.
See, that's really nice. I don't have that set up. I'm actually like the go-to parent. I'm even like the go-to parent where it's like, I think one time my kids their friend couldn't get in touch with their mom. And my daughter's like, the kid is not at my house. My daughter's not with the kid, but she's like, can you lift my friend Simone home?
Oh.
Well, Simone had theater practice and she can't get in touch with her mom. And I'm like, and mind you, I'm like in Houston myself on a business trip. My daughter's in Dallas. I'm just like, what?
Dang.
I'm like, and then I think one time I went to actually pick Simone up because this is kind of a habit. And I picked Simone up and then she got a ride. So I was very clear. If I pay for this Lyft from downtown Dallas, she better get in it. She better not get a ride. She better not. And where's her mom at? It's neither here nor there. But I'm like, my kids, and also my kids are funny where they prefer me to be the picker upper. Like, I don't want to ride with their mom or their parents or whatever, which I mean, there could be some safety things. My kids aren't even the type to want to spend the night out. Like, y'all come over here.
Right.
We don't really want to go over your house or stay the night or whatever. Well, you could come back and get it.
Right. That's funny. I like that. Your daughters are smart cookies because
no, they're needy. They're needy. Eve thinks they're needy.
They picking up what you putting down, right? I like that. You know, our minis don't spend the night anywhere, but I'm cool if you want to come over here to an extent. For the most part, I feel like most parents right now are very weary in general, you know, like, oh, I don't know who's going to be over there, who all is going to be over there. And I'm like, yeah, I got the same questions. Like, yeah, we on the same page. Like, let's do some day dates or, you know, play dates at the park, you know.
I think I had a weird situation where the mother recently was like, she had told her daughter, she was like, well, you're always at her house and she never comes over ours. My dad was like, I actually feel like that's weird. And I don't really want to come over for that reason. She got mad, like, you're always going over there and you don't want. And then she was like, and she yells at her kids sometimes. And I just don't want to be over there while her mom is yelling. I'm just like,
yeah.
Huh. She's like, well, my mom normally likes if I get out. But I'm like, I like you get out because you're always home. It's not that I legitimately, you won't go anywhere if I don't. Like, my kids love being at home. Like, it's a little too, like, convenient over here. Like, please go outside. Do you want to go for a walk? Let's walk. I don't know. I think I took them to Mexico and they really were like, okay, we're ready to go home.
Oh,
what? We're like in Mexico. Like, do you know how privileged this is? They're like, yeah, that's cool and everything, but I'm ready to get back to the house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the catch-22 because as we expose them to things that we didn't have, that we weren't able to do, they are gonna sound like little entitled, bougie, whatever the fuck, right? And in real time, take that, you know, because as they get older and when they're little adults and they're talking with their peers about what they've been able to experience, they're going to eat that shit up. You know, their friends, oh yeah, you went to where with who at when, and shit, I ain't never been to New York.
That's funny because my daughter said she felt weird telling the story. She's like, I felt pretentious. And I'm like, they didn't do anything. And she's like, no, I don't. And even like her, she lives with my ex-husband, but he has like a maid service. So even too, I don't know how I feel about girl. If they getting paid to clean up, let them do the cleanup thing. When it was like, she's like, right. So over there, it's like the lavish life. Well, when you come back to my apartment, you're cleaning. I got a
dustpan in the room for you, right?
You're cleaning your room. I don't want I'll stay at Dad's. Thanks anyway. But I think this is a good segue into talking about that recent teacher that's been suspended or fired. I say that to say that I think even some of that situation occurring with the young girls They were in junior high, taking out their teacher's hair. I also think that some of that has to do with parenting
Oh, for sure.
and what kind of home you're coming from, etc.
I have it on the screen.
Let's talk about it.
You guys in the comments in the chat, thank you for the info that you're giving us about how you like to see us, right? But in real time, sometimes the share screen and us, we might be all out of whack. Just give me a couple more shows before I'm really super comfortable. But I think y'all can hear this now and see it. And let me just unmute the tab. Yeah, I definitely want to go here. So if make sure we can all hear this situation.
Shall we? Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out. There was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate and other people saying this was completely fine. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing, and people were just making it weird. So, of course, I had to bring this issue to the big stage. I would like to represent myself in this case, Your Honor, if I may. Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment immediately after school, and I needed my hair taken out beforehand. I would have taken it out the night before, but that Friday we had a camera crew coming in to shoot a promotional video, and I was one of the ones being interviewed. So I had to look presentable, so I didn't take my hair out. I didn't have the time to do it all myself because it would have taken me forever. So naturally I asked about 4 or 5 of my over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out, and they all agreed. Number two, this was at the end of class. This week we were doing STEM fair presentations. Since it was Friday and all of my students did an excellent job on their STEM fair projects and presentations, I told them if we get one solid presentation in this class, I'll end class a little early and they can have fun and play basketball, darts, or be on their phones or whatever. And during that time, my team would help me take my hair out. A couple of these were students from my class, but others were students from other classes. I would all of them have passed at the beginning of the class period, requesting their assistance 10 minutes before dismissal. I told the teachers only send them if all of their work was completed and they had good behavior. They all met the criteria, so 10 minutes before dismissal, they showed up for their job. My next point I'd like to make is if I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate. Because me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. People are saying, oh, that's too intimate. To me, it's literally just hair. It doesn't have to be weird. Some people have never had cool teachers, and it shows. I personally believe that building authentic relationships with students is paramount in being an effective teacher. I make sure my students know and can feel that I care about them beyond the schoolwork and all the stuff that I have to make them do. I take the time to get to know my students outside of academics because caring for the whole child is what's important. Some of these students have been with me since I was a substitute 4 years ago. They see me as a big brother or a father.
All right, you guys. I don't know why the volume was so low on that, but hopefully you got the message. Essentially, there's this guy, a teacher. He has a gang of students. Full disclosure, you guys should already know I'm a teacher. I'm an educator, full-time, not full-time. No, I'm an educator and have been for, I've almost been an educator for 10 years. Like, I know that's like baby talk for, all y'all old people in the room, 30 plus years and shit, ready to retire. Should have retired a long time ago. No, he's young. He's a teacher. I'm a teacher. I have some thoughts about his comfort level and what he's been doing with these babies. But just for context, just in case you guys hadn't seen it, I did want you to see it. I don't like the optics, right? The optics are all sorts of fucked up. Actually, I'm gonna make us smaller just for a second. Maybe that helps with some of this shit. Let's see.
The class period. Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we?
Stir the pot.
Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out.
All right.
There was quite.
It's probably low because deep down he's full of shit, and that's why it's not.
No, yeah, let's
How do
get
you feel, Marie? No, how do you feel? Tell me. Tell
um,
me.
in the chat. Dojo, you said the teacher shit is weird. You'd be grossed out and wildly uncomfortable if some high school girls were moisturizing and combing out your Rick Ross beard. Yeah, I know you're bald. And man, let's just talk about personal space. Last week we weren't live because I was sick. I was sick because I work with little kids, and I've never worked with this population before. I've actually made it my point not to work with this population because of the stigma associated with little kids and the germs and touching and stuff. And that's real. It's not a stereotype and it's not an exaggeration. Little kids, y'all's little minis are germy as fuck and snot and they cute with the little grubby hands. And I don't wear white anymore because I get dirty at school. I don't wear certain clothes that I've never even considered not wearing before because they're little grubby hands. And in real time, the sickness kind of spread through the school. And my personal bubble got infiltrated like 58 billion times. And I thought I was safe because everybody had been sick. Everybody got fine. And then that shit smacked me. And then when I came back, I had to talk to my students about personal space and our bubbles. And I have girls that want to hug every time they see me. I mean, every time they see me, I could go to the bathroom and come back, they want to hug. I could go get some water, come back, they want to hug. And I love it. I love that they love me so much, but I don't like the germs and I didn't like being sick. And I had to tell them, I said, look, I didn't like that. And I know y'all missed me, right? You missed me being here. And it was, oh yeah, we missed you. Okay, so look, here's my bubble. And what we're going to do, we're going to make these hugs, we're going to do like a morning hug. When I get here, everybody get your hug. And then when I leave, there, you can get your hug. As nice as I could. Don't touch me outside of that. Please stay out of my bubble because y'all don't know how to wash your hands. And not like they're leaving the bathroom and not washing their hands, but it's just little stuff that I think that you learn at home that maybe people got real comfortable during the little COVID situation. And then things just stopped happening, just on a little thing. Can I go to the bathroom? They don't do that anymore. They just leave. Just leave and just go to the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess you're not here right now because I guess you in the bathroom. Fine, whatever. Autonomous, yes. But no, our personal bubbles, that's something that we got to get back to. And when I saw the video, I kept thinking about my little girls because they when I cut my hair, they wanted to touch my hair. When I don't know, one of the times I colored it, they want to touch. Kids are very touchy-feely. And as the adults in the room, you have to say no to that shit. And if you don't, well, it's on you. I'm sorry. That's like my full stop, full pause. That's where
You mean the kids aren't responsible?
Say again.
You mean the children aren't responsible?
Oh no. The children are not responsible.
You mean,
No. They are so irresponsible that, we have to tell them, you have to ask to use the bathroom. Remember, like, you're 7. You don't just get to just get up and go anywhere you want to go because you want to. And actually, it's kind of, again, I hit a slippery slope because I do want them to be autonomous. I do not want them asking me for every goddamn thing. I don't like tattletales. You will not tell me that somebody's not doing their job because it means you're not doing your job. Like, we gonna travel this all the way across the board, but in real time, that the cool teacher, the one who's wants to hug up on everybody and they don't have any boundaries, that's the one you got to watch out. Yes, Melody, that's the one you got to watch out for. Not setting boundaries with your students is a slope that you can't play with, because even if you don't have a malicious bone in your body, there are malicious people out here. And I would hate for a good teacher to get hung up because they just didn't do it, right? Like, because that's where it ends up going, Marie. What do you think? Because this guy, I don't know if you know the backstory, but he has a TikTok, and in 2024, that is real. You're gonna have teacher educators who are content creators And okay, fine. I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is during school time is not time for personal grooming. And the boy girl thing, I don't know if I like that either. But I saw people, Marie, people were posting girls. There are women out here who do the same shit. They're straight up. And I'll find them, like, if you want to tell them about how you feel, I'll find some of these women who same exact situation. They're getting their hair taken out by their students during school. And they're like, oh, there's no uproar about these women, but maybe they just haven't seen me. Maybe they haven't seen you. I don't know.
I often find that while that's true, I think it goes back to we're like, oh, Cosby, Harvey Weinstein. I don't want to deflect from what the actual topic at hand is, even though, there are ways to segue into other things. So I get that other teachers, educators may do it, but we're talking about you, sir. I think that to me, I find it, hair is dirty as hell. Like, let's just be honest. Hair is dirty. Why would I send my child to school unless we're in cosmetology school? It probably wouldn't even be so bad. Let's say one of the young ladies were or something, and he scheduled an appointment with her after school, was still and paid her or something. But like, hair's nasty as hell. I'm not sending my kids to do anyone's hair, let a man's hair, a woman's hair, or anyone's hair. He also like had a video where they were doing his nails in class. What the fuck is this? And I think and so here's the thing too. There has to be a level of there's something wrong when even a girl or child looks at this as a treat. Get to do Mr. Such and Such hair. I think it's Mr. White or whatever. I get to do his hair. My kids don't even want to help me take down my braids because it's actual work. It's a chore. Who the fuck wants to do a chore for free at that? So I can be his graces. It's one thing to help take down the classroom. We're taking some stuff down. It's the end of the year. That's the kind of aid and assistance my child is to give a teacher. At no point are we doing hair in school. I'm not sending you to school to do hair, and a man's hair at that. And even to be honest with you, you can caress my scalp a certain way to feel real good. That being said, it's really inappropriate. I'm like, oh yeah, take it. What?
Oh,
fuck no. Like, never. It's probably, to me, it's just so inappropriate. And I think it also goes back to like a disproportionate like power situation. Like, you guys were doing good at school today, so I got you out of class a little early, got you a pass.
yeah. Let's talk about that, because this is the debate. I know, this is what I know, and y'all can prove me wrong if you want to, but if it hadn't happened during school hours, he wouldn't have gotten fired. There would have been uproar. It would have been public, the court of public opinion, but he would not have lost his job. That nigga lost his job because he did that shit on school time hours. And he tried to make it okay by saying the parents are cool with it. They signed a consent form. They did this, they did that. And I'm like, dude, you are on the clock. And it doesn't matter that they finished their work. Like, as the educator, as the adult in the room, you're supposed to find some sort of supplemental something or another, or damn it, let them have free time. Like, let them actually have free time. But no, you said that this was a good time for them to play beauty school. And that, I'm sorry, that
to me crosses a boundary. Like, as a male, female, there's like multiple dynamics in here. And then, like I said, even too, he's like the parents. Guess what? Parents are fucked up. Being a parent does not negate you from having poor character, having poor critical thinking skills. There's parents that were serving their children up to R. Kelly. Does that mean that it's okay? Well, there are parents letting 14 and 15-year-old girls marry adult men. Does that make it okay?
Thank you.
Being a parent doesn't negate you from shit, to be honest with you. You can still be a fucking idiot. It doesn't require a lot of intellect to fuck and have a child.
That parents Yeah, there's a lot of fucked up parents out here, and the one that's really getting me, I don't know what the article was, but I did just see this. The chick, her mom married her off because in some states you can do that. You
In
can
some
marry
states,
your child
yeah.
off, or you can emancipate yourself as a child. You just need your parents' permission. You go get married. But look, he ends up being a slime ball, abusive, or just not what you thought. But now you're fucked because your parents have given your rights away to the person that they've married you off to. And now this chick, I think it said she was married for 7 years. She got married at 15, had like 2 kids with this guy, and divorced him 7 years later. And the whole time she's like, this shit should be illegal. But I'm thinking in real time, she was probably like, yeah, I want to do it, because sometimes children don't know what the fuck they want, because they're
Or
babies.
what they need. Their frontal lobe isn't developed. They don't have enough life experience. Hell, at 19, I don't have enough life experience to fully just, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I woke up today and I know everything I'm going to do for the rest of my life. That's impossible. And even to like a want or a need can vary depending on where you are at in your life. Like I can't even fathom taking the word or this is what my child said they wanted to do. Like I don't, like I'm the parent. But going back to, are you a good parent or are you just a parent? I think that's like a big factor in there as well. Like
Because
anyone
if your
can be
kids
a
ain't your
parent,
little
are you a
friend,
good parent? It's a real easy it's real easy to, birth a child. It's real easy to create one. Raising one requires a different level of like, maturity, responsibility, accountability, the ability words. And so just the idea, like, man, I think my kid called me to ask me if she had hand soap in her dorm in Houston and I'm in Dallas, and legitimately called me like, and she's a smart girl, don't get it twisted, honor student, but she's not too sometimes. Like I think every day, sometimes even as adults, we witness where we had like a dumb moment, like I know I'm really smart. Why would I do that? Huh? So imagine a child. Like you don't even have enough relative life skills to pull from for you to be making any decisions. So that being said, I don't care if they wanted to do, but I will say this, I think that there's something going on for a young lady to want that kind of attention. Even to even find that, even his flattery, or not even saying that, oh, it's sexual, but for him to even, for her to want to appease him or to be in his favor. To me, there's no child that's coming from a healthy home where they're getting everything, all their needs met, where they're like, yeah, I want to go to school and take down this grown ass nigga's hair so he can give me a gold star.
and look, it's not even, it's that, and it's not that. Children are the people pleasers of the world, and
Absolutely.
adults know this. Your favorite teacher, your favorite whatever, knows that they have it over the child because the child wants to please them. The child
Absolutely.
wants to, they want to be your favorite student. So whatever it is that you're gonna do to get them to that accolade, to be one of his 100 besties, that's the accolade, not the grade, but the attention.
I'm just so perturbed with the idea of even a grown ass man. Like, even my kids, they develop relationships with administrators, but those administrators legitimately had a real relationship with me. Like, hey, they're contacting me, or if they even anything with my children, I'm there too. Sorry, y'all. But even like, it's just not appropriate. There's some like boundaries. Like I know even opposite men, like people of the opposite sex, and there's still a dynamic they know not to play. Even there's just like a real uncomfortable power, like disproportionate power thing going on that just really it's just all uncomfortable. And even like the nails thing, this is not a fucking salon. And the thing is, he's actually a science teacher. So none of this is relevant to your core curriculum. And even this to me isn't like, I think you're going too far. This is what you're doing to build rapport or build a relationship with the students.
For sure. Because there are easier ways to do it. Like I said, I've had to have conversations with my students about my space. And then, so like, scratch the little kids that I work with. I used to work with high schoolers and middle schoolers, and these are the boys who are starting to smell themselves. I am the same height as most of them, so they feel like we're on the same level. No, I'm a good 20 years older than y'all, and no, we're not having these conversations. And boys are weird right now. They're moaning in class. I don't know what the fuck y'all are letting your children watch, but they do these little weird shits, and then they're wondering, can I get away with this? Like, what's she gonna say today? And no, I'm so cool with y'all's mamas that I will call her right now in class. You talk to her and let you tell her why you're moaning in my class.
Why you're moaning in class?
Like, no, I'm not even gonna tell her what's going on. You tell her, and then that normally stops a lot of it in its tracks. But sometimes, and like we've been saying, children are going to push the boundaries because they're children. You're the adult. You're the one who's supposed to step in and say, no, not here.
Yeah,
no,
we probably shouldn't do that. Let's not do that. Even too, and then the thing about it is I actually do know teachers. Like there was a guy I knew, he taught high school and he taught college. He was a professor at one time too. But I remember he actually told me that he waited till when his students was 18 and he slept with her while she was still a student.
While she was still a student?
But when she was 18 and she knew what she was doing.
While she's still your student is wrong.
But he's like, she turned 18 though.
While she's still your student is wrong. Now, you waited for her to turn 18. You could have waited for graduation, nigga. I'm sorry.
But actually, that's some creepy ass shit. I remember being a teenager and being like 13, 14, and men kept checking on me like, well, how old are you now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, nigga, I'm still 15. I barely have any titties.
Not you having titties. I got titties in the 4th grade, and no, I don't have them anymore. But no, in real time, yeah, checking on. How old are you now?
It's so predatory.
How old are you now? Like,
it's such a predatory world that even too, I would think that to avoid putting yourself in a compromise. So let's say everything is innocent, right? Everything's honky dory. None, it's not how it's being depicted or whatever. There has to be things you just don't put yourself in compromising situations. You know what I mean? There's just things you just don't do. Just to avoid that kind of scrutiny, just because even too. So here's the thing. Then I was like, oh, it's because he's a black man. So let me tell you what else this man did. He made a video requesting public opinion because he had gotten some feedback. So he made a video, a 5-minute video, actually saying, court of public opinion, what are your thoughts? And that's what went viral.
Right.
And that's what opened up this whole can of worms. It was him requesting public opinion. So he actually got the smoke he was looking for.
Yeah.
He requests, how do people think of it? So it's not even these other people, these other teachers weren't asking the world what they thought about it. You know what I mean? And then, like I said too, like also, so there's another thing that occurred too, which came out after the fact, because you know how social media they be finding the things. That's why sometimes I'm like, do I ever really want to be a public figure? Because sometimes I say shit I don't know if I would stand on that I said 10 years ago. But that being said, he made a video, and the video was a high school student, and she had a big booty. In the video, she was saying that she said she needs an emo guy, and so he has the video of her and her butt and everything. Then he's like kind of cosplaying like he's being the emo guy, basically, trying to be what she's looking for, and everyone's like, hey, she's a high school student, sir, blah, 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 blah. And he never took it down off of his TikTok. He might have taken it down because then everyone found that shit. But they were like, hey, that's actually a high school girl. And then to me, it's like you teaching junior high students that are developed. I'm sure like you couldn't notice the girls' bathroom, how that shit looked. Because it was very kind of, as a mom, a parent, a former student, it was definitely giving girls' bathroom. But even once that was brought to his attention, he didn't take it down. He left it up. So again, that's kind of it's giving weird behavior.
His is definitely giving weird behavior. Because look, there, like I said, educator, content creators, that is a very real thing. And I think that when we're having conversations like this, channels like mine, channels like ours, where we're saying we don't know everything, we know what we know, and then there's some people who know more. I like that people are so honest about what it is they're doing. I even like that he asked for all the smoke he got, because in real time, people will, or he'll try to act like nothing was wrong with what he did. And now he's got evidence of people saying, yeah, this is fine, and people saying, no, it's not fine. And I'm like, look, if you support that type of shit, then give that nigga a job, hire him at your school and let him be around your babies, and everything should be fine with y'all. But
he's
do your homework.
Pleading his case on social media.
Is he?
Like, he did a whole thing on, he was reading the videos crying, which I'm like, or reading emails they were sending him crying, calling him bestie and all this stuff. Then turned around and then did another. Like, sometimes too, I feel like social media, it can actually put your ass in more fire than what you were already in, because then it's just like, look, we're saying it's not very appropriate. Like, you can argue with me back and forth or whatever. I would almost, because to me, I even look at it as like, well, maybe this is like a learning opportunity. But it don't seem like it, because it's like he's still standing on, and I'm an unconventional educator. Well, that's fine. Go teach it in charter school then, motherfucker.
That part. Look, I in real time, I'm trying to tell you, y'all might not even like this guy, but I like this one. This guy, Mike Mathis, educator. And again, in real time, some of the educators, their job is going to actually do the things that some of these content creators want to do. Mr. whatever his name is that we talked about earlier is a science teacher, nigga. Like, not only should you know that the head is a privacy area, because of our germs, and just that people, lice, I mean, just, okay. And then it's kind of sacred. My head is sacred. But in real time, there are other people who are counselors, mentors, who have the training to talk to the children about these things, and y'all are not giving them the credit. I hope you can hear this one. Again, his name is Mike. I like this one.
And she's the waiter. When you come in, the men open the door for the lady. It's a form of, I honor you. Men, we gotta make sure we're sitting where the door is. The reason why is because I gotta see who's coming in that boy. It's a form of protection. If she sit down, I sit down. Allow her to order first. Like, we like sex, they like food. Look, she's smiling. She can't even stop smiling. The cheeseburger face. Now, I'm spending time with the mind, and we're not just sitting there looking crazy. What did you do wrong? Wrong seat. Go back.
You graduated early?
No, still in high school. What would you guys like today? Today we having a silk going on. What's gonna be the name?
It's gonna be called Blue.
You like coffee? You drink tea? Right. I will start feeding to my personality. That makes sense?
I see your hair messy.
So what happened is she's controlling the conversation. Y'all see that? Even though that might not be your personality, we have to grow out of that shell and show more of who we are.
In my class today, we learned about relationships. How the new generation ain't really talking. They just drive.
I ain't never been like taught like this, nothing like this, like how to start a conversation with a female, like how to keep a conversation going, how to like try to find out like certain things that we like about each other, like stuff like that.
They're dating.
I really liked that example because it included the debriefing. He talked to them about what they learned. And it wasn't just that he was telling them or talking at them or even trying to be their friend. No, he's coming to them from, I'm a man and I've done this before. And y'all out here, I don't know what y'all doing, And yeah, he's talking to them as the cool guy in the room, but the cool guy with some knowledge, because at the end of the day,
appropriate way too. Like, he's still giving it. I feel like he's meeting them where they are. There's a rapport being built. He's saying things that, they can resonate with, but simultaneously there's still like this level of I'm in this I'm an authority figure, I'm in this
position of power,
and you guys are the children, you know what I mean? Like there's some boundaries there. Even with his profanity, he still met them where, even though I will say men like food. I've been discovering like men really like food as much as women. So like, I'm like, well, they actually like it just as much. It's really a fair exchange. He ate and I ate. But no, I like that. I feel like, again, that's appropriate. And it's not, because too, it's not, we're not saying that, hey, we need more Black educators, especially Black men.
Black men educators, yes.
Absolutely. I find that even to educators of color, they're just more effective teachers. Not sure why, whatever it is. I don't know if they're able just to really meet the students where they are, if there's just something different. And there's studies and statistics that support that data. That being said, we're not against it. We just kind of like, hey, keep it on an appropriate level and be aware and even protect yourself.
Yes.
Because even if you don't want
that part, protect yourself, Black man, Black educator.
Instead of trying to make excuses like that, again, instead of trying to argue us down, make 11 videos about why you should let these young girls play in your hair and paint your nails. Why, just own that maybe this isn't appropriate. And I don't care if the parents are okay with this, because even too, let's say you are this great educator. Now you're compromising your position, and then there's people that you're out there that you're actually supposed to touch and reach, and now you're fucking up that opportunity of your role or your purpose or what you're supposed to walk in to meet said person to help them to whatever the next level is in your journey. Or even maybe if you're an amazing science teacher, now you're actually ruining the opportunity for other people to reap the benefits of your knowledge because you want to get your hair done at school for $3 or you want to get it taken down. People pay like $100 for that service. So to me, I also feel like you're using the kids.
Yeah.
Like, again, if this was cosmetology school and it was a cosmetology student or something, and again, you paid them, like, not just for you to be like, good, thank you. Nah, fuck that. We not, no, sir. But my kids probably just ain't doing that because we just not doing it. And there's nothing. My kids ain't even doing their own hair. I think something came recently. I was like, well, if you learn to braid, we could all braid. Well, I'm never gonna do that. Okay. Because it also sounds like manual labor to some degree to my children. They're like, why would I want to do that?
It kind of is.
I'm not doing here.
It kind of is. I mean, taking my parents' hair down and all that stuff. That's labor. It is. And in real time, I'm sorry, science teacher, if your goal really was to allow your cosmetology students a safe space, then you could have done it after school. You could have set up a club. There's so many students that I've been talked to that want teachers to do things with them after school. They don't want to go home. They're not ready to go home. They want to be at school as long as they can be at school. And damn it, if you are taking their actual curriculum time for some bullshit when you could have just stayed after school and done that with them. But no, you had a hair appointment already. So I'm sorry. Everything about what he did was meticulously planned. He said, all right, shit. Yeah, we got testing on Friday. We got this. We got that. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do this. No, you planned all of that and thought it was.
It's not even the first time to me. Like, it's clearly not the first time. You're getting your nails painted too. This is not the first time. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, to me, being fired he's lucky. I mean, I probably would have tried to beat him up, or had him beat up. Because what? My daughter's touching you. She's holding your hand, doing your. No. My son, no. Because that's the thing too. Like, you ain't just got to worry about your daughters. You got to worry about your sons too.
Facts.
Predatory, and the thing is, and I think that we don't realize we don't do it enough. We don't protect our sons enough because we're like, oh, they're boys. We have this whole thing of because they're males, they should have this bravado and this strength and this. They're still children. They still need to be protected. You still need to be looking at things. And even sometimes too, because our society there's like a highlight when boys are sexually exploited. It's not always looked at as a victim, but they can be victims too.
And they can be victims too. All of our minis can be victims. And, when we start.
To be honest with you, they're like they go after them. There's predators that actually target minority children for
Oh, they
sexual
do.
abuse and exploitation.
They do, because they know that the parents are on some drop off shit. I'm sorry, parents. If you are very comfortable with these consent forms, then you're part of the problem, because the schools are trying to cover their asses by getting you to sign over your rights and say that you knew what was going on, you approved it as the parent. But I find that this laissez-faire, or not really caring because the school's doing it, that is as problematic as not knowing what the fuck is going on and not signing the consent form. You can't want it all the ways. So what I would say, at least right now, is or at least the takeaway for me, for all of us who have minis, is if your school has a consent form, because at the beginning of every school year now, whether it's pictures, whether they have a Facebook page of their own, they want your permission to do. But those consent forms, they travel across environments. It includes the people that come and speak to the students during assemblies. It includes extracurricular activities that they're going to go do. And you've blanket statement given the school permission to do whatever the fuck because it's school. And I say that as the adults in the room, we shouldn't be so trusting. And we shouldn't be so trusting because y'all know who we grew up with. The people we grew up with are now adults right now. Like, is that some of y'all know some of your friends should not be teachers right now, but they are, because it was an easy job. They get off over summer, all the stereotypes of revolving around being an educator. Your homeboy should not be a teacher. That woman should not be a teacher. But okay, she is. Okay, but she's a cool teacher. He is a cool teacher. She's the cool teacher. She'll take them home if I don't pick them up.
You almost got to watch out for the cool parent if we're keeping it a buck.
Keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Let's talk about cool parents real quick, because y'all know constructive conversations don't last all night. But as we haven't been here in 2 weeks, we might go a little bit longer tonight. So bear with us. But cool parents. The last cool parent for me was Aaliyah's parents. That was the last cool parent for me, and I still damn a baby, because Aaliyah's almost 10 years older than me, and her parents are marrying her off to R. Kelly because she's pregnant, and in real time, society was told to accept it. This is one of the biggest non-white situations like this, where everybody was told, because we like the artist, we like the music, we like the entertainment, just let it happen. And what can we do about it? What could you have done about it, Marie? You're not her parent, you're not her mom, you're not the record label, and you're not her. What could you have done about it? I don't know what to do about it.
I was her age. Matter of fact, I was a little younger than her. And I also know some of those stories, growing up in Hudson or near Hyde Park or those areas. I know of some of those like victims, or even just knowing that he used to driving up and down to the high schools when they would let out. And again, these parents. So the thing about power and poverty. See, the problem is too, a lot of people think that fame and wealth is like, that's Black excellence and that's the way out. And that isn't necessarily, because with a corrupt or poor moral compass, like, you're not doing shit. You're really just mimicking a lot of supremacist behavior. Mm-hmm. That being said, these women were easily preyed on because he's picking people from families that ain't got shit, and they're looking to make a come up and whore their child out. And so, again, he's equally accountable, and so are those parents. As far as the child, I don't care if the child wanted to do it or not. I don't give a fuck if she wanted to jump off a cliff. If you're the parent, you're the fucking parent. You're the parent when they're making bad choices. You're the parent when they're making good choices. You're still the parent. And I'm sure I wanted to do a lot of dumb shit. I think one time I wanted to like run away to Florida with my friends, and I don't know what we were going to take a bus or whatever, because I don't know why. I don't know why maybe I thought, wow, that's all we could afford was a bus. I don't know. We were mad at our parents. But again, the idea is that like, we don't know what the fuck, we're kids. I could want any, like, this just because I want it. If I'm a child, like, it doesn't, like, it's not really on me. It's on the adults that facilitate that need or allow me to do that scratch that itch per se. It can never be on the child. I don't care if, oh, she knew what she was doing, she came on to me. Why would your dick get hard for a child?
Yeah. Why would it? Unless there's something wrong with you as the adult. And uncomfortable conversations, y'all might feel some kind of way about what we're saying, but really, if you don't, I would say that that's a problem. When you feel some kind of way, it means that it's time to take a gander on what we've been doing. Like, let's take a peek into our own practices and see if things are adding up, if the math is mathing. And then if it's not, it's a good time to maybe address some of those things. Look, I'm trying to tell y'all, getting sick last week was an excellent time for me to address this big issue that I've been having all year with my students about my bubble. And I love them. I really do. I feed them. I play with them, and not just my minis, my actual students. We play. I take them outside. We have fun. I buy them things. But I'm not your mama. They do slip sometimes. They because it's such a small school. So mommy, that comes out. But no, I'm not your mom. No, you can't come and mess with me like my babies do, because you're not one of my babies. And it's so funny that I do teach my minis so that in real time, my students see there is boundaries. There are degrees of separation that you will respect, because I'm not getting sick again. Like, y'all think I'm playing. I'm not. That was death. I hated it. And no, we're not doing this again.
She's like, I hated it.
It was like, it was so benign and perfect that I couldn't have wished for it to happen a better way. Because in real time, I have students who are on the spectrum, who are handsy. And as they get older, you have to start telling them, look, you really can't do that, because that'll get you in trouble. You're a boy. You can't touch girls like this. These conversations have to start happening. But
those conversations are so critical. Like, I think that's the big thing. Like, I have those conversations with my daughters. I have my conversations with my daughters about men at a certain, like, age groups. Even like, remember I said I took in a young man, he's actually in his early 20s now. But even too, I have real conversations with him. Like, he's in the military. I talk to him about alcohol. I talk to him about drug use. I talk to him about sex and alcohol. And, like, very, very serious with him about, like, look, if she's drunk, I don't care if she's telling you to do whatever. Like, because I don't ever want him to end up in a compromising situation that he can't get out of. And I talk to my daughters about that, because I don't want them ever in a compromising situation that they can't. Because sometimes one poor choice can ruin your life forever, take you down a whole nother road. Because again, it's just, we're always like one decision away from a completely different fucking life. And arming your kids with the awareness, giving them the information and putting it out there, like, hey, this can happen like this. This may look like this. Someone can say this. And so they're kind of aware of it, but even too aware of times where you can be a willful victim. And that's important to say, because you literally can be a willing victim. And as much as we like to act like that's a thing, but we never want to victim blame. But I don't want my kids in that position. I don't want those things to happen to them. So I need to talk to them about that. And even if it's uncomfortable, you know what I mean? And like I said, my adopted son and my daughters, I have those conversations, because again, too, like him, he's a Black man. You're a Black man in the military, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I will say, like, there's heavy alcohol usage in the military, and then there's also heavy, like, rape situations that come up all the time where young women are raped. And so it's like, but you're not going to be in that situation or be, a part of that. So it's like, but having those conversations, not because I think he will, but because I never, ever want him in that kind of situation. You know what I mean? Because even too, there's some times when people lie. I know women that maybe didn't want to do it, but felt pressured. And that feels kind of rapey too, to be honest with you. So there's some, like, having that conversation, standing on your no. Like, I don't give a fuck how many times he asked you. You said no, it's no. But I know so many women that'll tell you, yeah, I gave her some pity pussy. What's pity pussy? That's when somebody
is rapey.
you kept begging, you really did not want to do it. We both grown. Believe me, if I wanted to have sex with you, I would have sex with you. I don't need to be peer pressured into or ashamed that we're both an adult. I get we're both an adult, and I still don't want to have sex with you.
Right.
I don't.
Pity pussy. Yeah, no, we gotta
And women, there's so many women that have a story like that where you're like, sheesh, that happened. You too? Huh.
Like, yeah, no, that's it is rapey. I would love the lexicon this year to change for rape in a big way, because people think that penetration is the be all end all. And I find that when we're having conversations like this, especially like when we're talking about the minis and what they're being influenced with and programmed with, and a lot of it is consensual shit. I remember, do you remember when Genuine was on Big Brother like years ago? They tried him with a transsexual person. Like the he she dude was like pushing up on Genuine, and he was like, no, I'm not really, like, that's not really, like, I mean, I feel you, that's like, you cool, but that's not me.
And then he's like trying not to probably come off homophobic. Like, I would like to respect you. I'm not trying to be weird. I'm just not into that. It's okay if that's a choice I want to make. You guys have me on camera. So too, if I handle this the wrong way, I could be deemed
I'm going to be
the enemy of the LGBTQ and sometimes Y committee. And
no, in real time, I hated seeing it, but it was a really good example of what I'm talking about. That shit was rapey. And in real time, you'll see someone gets murdered because of some rapey situation. Look, if you a dude and you don't want to be a dude no more, and then you get with a dude who didn't know that you used to be a dude, and then he finds out, and then he's mad about it, that you raped him. You raped him emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever. Maybe there's no penetration, but just him falling for you, not knowing who you used to be. Y'all will say, well, he's gay. He just doesn't know he's gay. And I would say, no, you didn't tell him the whole story. Because if you did, then he would have had a better understanding of what the fuck was going on. And then he would have been able to decide, yeah, I like you more than my sexuality. You know, like, this is the one right here. Like, yeah, you used to have a dick and balls, but I like
you so much. But, I'm asexual. What is it? Where they can see they're not attracted to people solely just off of their gender or whatever. And not to also, I don't want to seem like I'm just watering it down or anything.
No, we're not disparaging, but
y'all very familiar with it. But that being said, I think that people should have, I think overall goes with anything, like, people should have the right to choose. Like, okay, tell me what it is. And then I'll let you know if I really want to participate. And if I say no, I say no. Like, I've had like studs be very aggressive, and it's like, yeah, no. Or even some women, I'm not into that. People play, that actually makes me really uncomfortable, to be honest with you, the whole touchy-feely thing. And I don't like when men do it. So I don't give a fuck if you're a woman. I don't want you to do that to me either. And then, to be honest with you, a lot of women are bi. So you probably sexualizing me too. So you're not any different than him. I don't want him touching me. I don't want you touching him. I'm very funny about, like, just being like, why don't touch me. Do not touch me. Male or female. Like, it's not funny to me.
I'm not laughing at you. I find that sometimes the similarities between us just really tickle me. It just really tickles me. My family is very touchy. They're like my students. Hugs every time you leave the room. I just saw you like 5 minutes ago.
That is so me. I'm even like that with the kids sometimes. Okay. I think my niece the other day, like, my daughter been in my bed, my niece was that was the weekend you weren't feeling good. I wasn't feeling good either. And everyone just kept coming in my room, visiting, like crawling in my bed. They're like, will you actually have this?
That's the time they really want to be all up in your face too.
And I'm just like, listen, I'm about to, I think my niece had her, I'm like, I'm about to shower. And when I come back, I want
Got
you
to be
out.
gone. Yeah.
Don't be in here. Don't. And everyone's just like, you always like, look, why are you here? Stop
That's
coming in here. I'm like, my 16-year-old, she like wants to hold my hand. Come on. She like lay on my bed with me. Why? Like, I'm like, but meanwhile, it's like lay on my bed while I play Sims and then watch whatever show I want to watch on my iPad while I have Sims on here. You just lay right here. But if you choose to do anything other than lay right here, you need to have your headphones on because I'm playing Sims and watching the show I picked out for us to watch together. You don't want to watch because I don't care, Mom.
Yeah, no.
And just right here, come sit right here. Have a girl, leave me alone. Leave me be. Sheesh.
That's too funny. I think it's funny how people will take a parenting style and say that because I can't do it, that's not how it should be done. And you know, when we're having our conversations, when you guys are joining us live and we're just being honest, none of this is scripted. You know, in real time, you might see one of my minis, you might hear one of Marie's minis. You know, life is lifing in real time. And I think the best example is to show them that life goes on. You know, like we're going to be doing what we're doing and they're going to be doing what they're doing. And they know that there's a time and a place for things. We know that there's a time and a place for things. And the boundaries are there. You know, I would love for the adults in the room to get comfortable being the adults in the room. But I do still call my parents about shit. Look, the first time I went to the doctor, funny story. Here's a funny story. When I first got to college, I rode like on the crew team. And we had a regatta in North Carolina. And do you know that I caught a crab? That means the oar catches the water, not you actually catch a crab, but the oar catches the water in a way that's really fucked up. And it hit me in my mouth and hit me in my face. I had to go to the dentist. And I had insurance. I knew that I needed to go to the dentist. I knew what I'm supposed to be doing. But damn, I was on the phone with my parents and she's like, do you need me to come down? No, I do not need you to be here. I just need you to let me know about this copay because they're telling me I need to pay. And I'm like, what's a copay? Like, what do you mean? I haven't, you know, so in real time, you know, I like that I have parents that I can do that. You know, I believe that my minis know that they do it now. They don't need shit from me for real, but now they have phones. They call me for when are you coming? Are you going to be here now? My son at 3:45 every day sends me a text. It's about to be snack time and I'm ready to go. My son is 9 and at 3:45 every day I get a text. It's about to be snack time. I'm ready to go. And I'm like, nigga, did you do your homework? Did you write your words down? Did you clean out your car? Did you do the things you need to do before you start telling me I need to come pick you back up? But no, he's very comfortable letting me know, look, you the mom or Baba, wherever the fuck he's at, one of y'all come get me because I can't take myself out this place. You know, like I know that it's y'all's job and I'm very comfortable letting you know, like, look, like, what's up? And I want that to continue, but I think that only really happens when the minis are comfortable with us.
Girl,
However,
last week, it was 2 weeks ago, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, Taylor calls me at 2 a.m. to ask me what's up with HBO.
Right.
With me until I figured that shit out. And I'm over trying, like, it ain't taking my thing payment. And honestly, I let her last because I ain't been watching it. I don't watch HBO. My daughter gets a monthly stipend, but she ain't paying for shit. She don't pay her phone. She's like, well, I decided to buy all my friends Yeezy slides for their birthday. What? You don't even have. No wonder you always broke. But that being said, I mean, I'll be 40 next month. Would you guys shout out to me? I'll be 40 next month. So next month I'll be 40. And like even today I had like a really good day. And so the two people I called was my ex-husband's mom, who was like a mom to me. She's been around since I was like 19, was there for the birth of both my kids. Like she's been there for everything in my life, married or divorced. She's there for everything. If she not there, she gonna be offended about too. Like, you didn't tell me, or it could be like, you didn't tell me you were dating somebody. I'm like, well, I just was waiting till it was serious. I want to know, but like I had a great day today. It was like I called her and I called my mama. Those are people I wanted to like. So I wanted to tell you, all the great things that happened to me today. And they were all like nothing major, but at the same time, cumulatively, it was like I had this great experience at the doctor's office. I had a great experience at the pharmacy. I went to Nordstrom and they took care of me and blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't nothing like major, but it was major to me, I guess. And it's like, but at the same time, I'm the type, I'm going to call them or my best friends for any like minor inconvenience. Like, yes, I broke my nail and I didn't like it. And then they gave me the wrong dressing for my salad and I needed to tell somebody. But I feel like my kids are kind of like that too, where it's like, Taylor's like, again, HBO or this, or dad did this. Dad didn't look me in the face when he said hi to me today. And I just wanted to tell you that. Like, maybe he was tired. Then now I'm mad at both of you because you were defending him. I'm like, well, what you want me to be like? Your dad's a piece of shit or something? Like, what do you like? I don't think that picking your side is really going to benefit you in the long run. If I think he's wrong, I'll definitely send him a note. But at no point am I ever gonna be part of your list. Dad is he didn't make eye contact. Like, look, sensitive Sally. Now you're just taking his side. I'm like, well, I know that your father loves you. He ain't perfect, but I mean, maybe he has something going on today. Like, you ever thought about that? Like, have you asked him how he's doing?
Oh,
I'm like, or why don't you just go down there and say what's up? And I think even with him, I messaged him. He's like, I have a headache. Your father had a headache. Oh.
Yeah. Look, I like y'all's relationship. I think that more people need to get comfortable with anecdotal evidence. I know y'all listen to people who say that anecdotal evidence doesn't matter and that, somebody's story is their story and they're outliers and shit. No, a lot of people are outliers because they don't talk about their shit. Really, most people don't tell you what is really going on with them because life is lifing. A lot of y'all are really out there doing the damn thing, living your life, being the adults in the room, making the decisions. And I think that's great. And then when we have times like this, Monday nights when you want to come chat with me and Marie, we can kind of let your hair down, take your bra off or whatever, pick your feet up, light your cigar, pour you a drink, and really talk about some of the shit that we need to be debriefed about, right? Because in real time, I mean, I could call my aunt, I could call my mom, I could call my older sister or my older female friends about what's going on. But I find that my peers, y'all, in this age group of millennials who are all doing the damn thing, y'all's experience just means so much to me because damn, you didn't get the playbook and I didn't get the playbook, but look at you at your very big age doing the fucking thing. I think it's great. And look at you doing it not like me, because that's the other thing. We're not going to do it the same. We're not going to. You got 2 daughters. And look, I have 2 daughters too, but I also have 3 sons. So inside of that, we got all sorts of dynamics going on here. And just listening to your experience, and because they're older, listening to how things could be, like we said earlier, you could do all the things and the shit still be fucked up. So that's part of the uncomfortable conversation, knowing that you did do the things that you needed to do. And the environment, life, their decisions, the fact that you taught them to think for themselves. Because that's the biggest one. That's the one that's going to fuck you up the worst, is that you taught them to have their own thoughts. And in real time, they said, I don't rock with what you just said. I know my parents hate that. They taught me about free will as a baby. And that was pretty much it. You couldn't tell me nothing after that. Free will. I got free will. God damn it. Like, no, there's no.
Listen.
This is what.
And I think that's very critical too, like allowing your children the rope. And I think there's even this thing, it's not even really going to say the rope, but I feel like they come in the world with like a different perspective. I think it's very important to nurture that. I think it's important to allow them to express themselves. And even if that's not like your core beliefs, I found like that my kids are probably more progressive than I am per se. But I actually mean, it also means they have more empathy. You know what I mean? They have more empathy for the world. So I love that for them. They challenge me. They don't think the way I think. They'll correct me. And I'm so okay with that correction. I don't take it. Like, I get it. Like, even to we know, like, I think me and, it's like their grandmother, we already know we finna say something offensive. So we just shut up because we don't want to hear my youngest don't play that shit. She quick, no, actually that was racist. I didn't think it was funny either. I was like, it was like something was said. Then I was like, well, actually it would have been more, that wasn't funny either coming from you. It's actually inappropriate and racist. And yeah.
Good girl. Look at her.
She's like, it's kind of disgusting behavior.
That's funny.
Like, but that's her. That's always her. Like, it's going to be her day or night. Like, she's always going to err in the side of right. And she's going to hold you to that shit. And she might stay mad about it for a significant period of time. Like, and she's like, and I'm standing on it. Like, no, I'm actually mad for a month. I think one time she had an uncle tell her that men were stronger than women. And I don't know where he was going with that, the full context, but she didn't speak to him for 3 months. Like, excuse me?
On principle.
Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah, she's like, I got your number, motherfucker. She's like, what kind of misogynist commentary? Like, she like,
I like that. I'm trying to tell y'all, the way that we've been rearing our minis has been so scary for some of you guys because I don't stifle them. Not really. You know, there's a time and a place. You know, definitely learn library voice if you're in the library. But if it's daytime hours, goddamn, please be as loud as you can. I need to know that you have it in you. And then when it's time to go to bed, it's time to go to bed. But you know, as we're teaching them and as they're learning from us, I don't know all the ways, you know. So I find that as they're teaching me, you know, it's a good opportunity for me to, you know, take these lessons, you know, pocket them, put them in my bank, and then bring it up for a conversation with you guys on Mondays. Speaking of pull the number, look, we have a Blog Talk number now, you guys. So maybe next week, you guys will want to call in and share your thoughts live on air with us. I hope you'll do that. In the meantime, in between time, we won't be so long gone anymore.
Sorry we missed y'all. Like, we missed y'all a little bit and we just ran over.
Definitely missed these conversations with you guys. And if you have suggestions or topics that you want us to talk about, our inboxes are open for that. Outside of that, you know, please don't send me anything. I don't have anything to talk to y'all about. And
please don't contact me
either.
Please don't contact me if there's, you know, that's all you have.
If it's not about the show, you know, just maybe keep it for the comments. We don't block people over here, and your opinions matter. We're not an echo chamber. So please continue to send us your feedback. I hope at least today you got a big version of us, because that was one of the feedbacks, that you didn't see enough of us. Hopefully saw a lot today that you wanted to see. And the other feedback was that, you know, you guys want to talk too. So now we have a phone number that you guys can call up and talk to us. I'll have it on the bottom, you know, it'll be like a little ticker. You can call in and we'll see how that goes. But Marie, if you have anything that you want to leave them with, please let them know, and we'll wrap it up for the night.
I think just quickly protect your kids, have those conversations, protect yourself. Have those internal conversations. Some things are put in place to protect you and the people around you. And you want to be cognizant of that. And you want to be able to go out into the world and do whatever it is that you're meant to do without a tarnished reputation.
Oh, I like that. Definitely go out into the world without a tarnished reputation. Cover your ass. Look, CYA
bitches.
Look, I think that's where we're going to hit y'all with next
CYA.
week. come back in with the CYA because that was something that I did learn. You know, that I think was a gem that was passed on from the elders to me in my first job. And maybe y'all didn't get that lesson or maybe you thought that having consent forms was you covering your ass. But in real time, look, common sense matters. You're on the clock, and you're on the clock has nothing to do with you getting your hair taken out. Let's just not overcomplicate things with our wanting to do what we want to do, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. In the meantime, and between time, I have some music. I'm going to share with you guys tonight. Like I said, anytime y'all have stuff to share with us, if we like it, we will share it. If we don't like it, we will not share it. That's just how that goes, right? And I think we're pretty open. We don't have any super big things that we don't like around here. So please share your art with us. Look, share your workouts with us. Marie's back in the gym. She's getting it.
And it's whooping my ass.
40. She about to be 40. I just turned 87. We on our birthday energy around these parts. So
I went out last night and I drank water. It was really boring. And everyone's like, "Do you want to drink? I'm like, well, no, because last time I drank before my workout, it was like the acidity of it was kicking my ass, and I was doing core exercises. So I'm not gonna drink. It wasn't very fun, but I'm gonna be real fine come my birthday.
Hey,
no, that.
Yeah, she is. And yeah, you guys are too if you do the work. To the people who've been sharing their workouts with me, I think that's so fucking cool. Please keep doing that because it keeps me motivated to get in there. I think I'll probably drop another workout video tomorrow. And I really wanted to share this music with you, but it doesn't want to play. So can't do anything about that right now. But what I will do for y'all next time, I'll make sure to share it in the beginning. Y'all might be tired of Say Yes. That's my favorite shit right now because, it's like a song written for us. But yeah, protect the minis. Talk to the minis. Get comfortable with these uncomfortable conversations because they're only going to get better, you guys. And should you choose to give us some leeway with the minis, Sunday school is always an option where you don't have to not be there. I would actually prefer you be in the background. You will never hear me say, well, you weren't there. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do with your kid. No, please be in the background. Correct me if I'm wrong about the information that I'm sharing so that we can all be on the same page about shit. But if you want more information about Sunday school, it's right there.
Supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code, our story, and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.